Yo, what's going on, lads? Guns blazing back at it again. We got a pretty long discussion today, so if you want to skip to the gameplay, the timestamp is available to you. But if you want to learn about Solemn Scolding, I highly suggest you stick around if you were wondering if you should pick this up as a reward for your PvP tickets. But anyways, let's talk about it. It's a powerful negation tool, can negate summon, monster effect, spells, and trap cards. But the catch is, it must be your only set spell or trap. So you can have field spells, you can have other face-up spells and traps, but this must be your only set spell or trap if you want to be able to activate it. And because of the only set trap condition, it reduces its own effectiveness and effectiveness of other traps or quick play spells in your deck. So the lower amount of set cards you run, the better it will be. Now at 3,000 life point cost, you're probably not going to be able to activate 2 in a game, even if you do run 2. And it's 99% not worth it to run healing just so you can activate a second Solemn Scolding. But this cost is an easy way to trigger skills that require lowered life points. So for example, we can trigger life cost 0 on the dot because it requires 1,000. We can trigger Bandit, we can trigger the draw senses, we can trigger Destiny Draw. It doesn't trigger luck on your side because luck on your side requires you to be under 1,000 instead of exactly 1,000. So needless to say, it's not an optimal choice for most decks, but it is better justified in these decks that I just mentioned that use those skills since it helps them trigger the skill. So how many of these should we pick up? I'd say for most people, pick up 1 if you want to play around with it, but I don't see much justification in running 2 or more for most decks. Because Solemn Scolding is one of those weird cards that get less effective the more copies you have in your deck, since 99% of the time, as I said, you won't be able to pay for a second one anyways. So if you draw 2 in the starting hand, you already have a dead card since you can't set both or they both won't work. It's also one of those cards that get significantly less valuable as the duel goes on, because if you draw it later in the duel, you're also, it's most effective when you draw it early, let's say like turn 1, and you disturb your opponent's strategy. Whereas if you draw it later into the game, their board is probably going to be more established, and therefore Solemn Scolding won't have as much of an impact. So let's talk about what happens when you have a certain number of copies of this in your deck. At 1 copy, you have no risk of double drawing, fairly low chance of drawing it in the starting hand or even seeing it in the duel. And as I said, it's one of those cards that if you draw it late, the impact is lessened, and you might not even have the life points anymore. Now at 2 copies of it, you do risk getting the double draw, but you do have a higher chance of drawing it in the starting hand where it's the most useful. But if you draw the second one at any point in the duel, it's already a dead card. And then for 3, same thing, higher chance of drawing in the starting hand, but you risk the brick even harder. So overall, an extremely tricky card to run, but it does have potential. I did try it out in life cost 0 with the Cyberstein and the Blue Eyes Ultimates. 2 copies because I did want a higher chance of it seeing play, and also if we draw the second one, we still have the Storm so that we can storm it off, and it can be useful in that way. Now life cost 0 can be run in many ways. Let me explain my variation here. We got the regular Ebola instead of the Sphere Ebola because it has the same purpose of protecting you from one attack, but it leaves the monster in attack mode. Unlike Sphere Ebola, so that we can get lethal through our Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons, hitting the attack mode monsters. I run Skelengal and Decoichi instead of Crystal Seer. I've seen many other YouTubers use Crystal Seer, for example Miguel Joker, who also recently uploaded his variation on life cost 0. To me, it's a matter of preference. I like keeping the surprise factor because, as you know, with Crystal Seer, you have to show the cards that you pick up, and if they see a Cyberstein, then they're going to be very cautious. And in my experience, most people don't even know that I'm playing life cost 0 and they won't play around it, especially since I'm running it with Odeon. Not everyone knows he has access to it, but I know that if they see that Stein and the Seer pickup, they're going to be extremely cautious. Now, one last thing is that on the stream, I was actually using anti-magic arrows, but I do prefer the 3rd Storm and the Econ over anti-magic. Anti-magic was rarely necessary, and Storm is pretty much just better in most situations because it prevents the Econ take onto your Cyberstein, and it pairs up so well with the paid Mirror Wall because it stays on the field and then you can storm it off. Anyways, boys, that was a lot of talking. I will play some Elemental Heroes tonight because I finally got my Jaden to level 40, so drop by the stream if you wish. Guys, have yourselves a good one. This is the Guns Blazing, signing out. Hey Guns, I decided to stay in Legend for a while to test ideas and creative decks for KC Cup, but people in Legend are actually running tier 4 and 5 decks like Peak Performance and Structured decks. Can you believe that? No, that's pretty much how it is, my boy. You think you can escape the memes by not going into King of Games, but eventually there's gonna be a lot of memers in Legend as well. It's just a fact of life. Hello, Brock. What kind of hat? Like, really? Are you serious? Okay, at least we got Scolding. Set that Scolding. King of the Swamp. I'm gonna negate a poly here. Is it gonna happen? Chanting Fitting Room. You know what? I don't like that card. I don't like that card at all. I'm just gonna negate that. What you gonna do, boy? Alright, let's see that Cyber Stagio, babe. Oof!
I'm not out of options yet. I draw. I set my card. From my hand, I activate a spell.
What else am I gonna play tonight? Who knows, my boy? Who knows?
A new horror awaits you.
Life of Costo Zero.
My monster's effect.
Alright, let's get this guy.
And now,
And
my monster's effect
summon an Arcana Knight Joker for the memes. Where you going, Chaz? I'm about to Chaz it up on you. He's out. He's gonzo like Lonzo. Hello, Ebola stop. Okay, so we got that Decoich and we got a Mirage. That's a pretty good starting hand. Just need to pick up a Stein, and then the game is mine.
I set my card face down. That ends my turn.
I draw.
Alright, this is what FPS camera said, alright guys. I want to use Odeon's ponytail like a handlebar while his head bobs with the reflection of my car's overhead light. You what, mate? You what? Hey, this guy's really pissing me off
You're falling into my trap.
with his full defensive back row. You just flip that
My monster's
Decoich.
effect activates.
Hello, Major Tiltage. Did you miss something? Of course you did, my boy. Floodgate. What?
My trap activates.
Honestly, what's the point, my boy? What's the point? Alright, we're picking up that Stein. The Stein is mine.
My turn. I draw.
Have I tried Shadowverse? I do recall trying it for one day. I didn't really like it.
My monster's effect
So he's got that
activates.
Katetsu. He's got that Uncle Tetsu. Thank you for flipping my Dekoichi back face down so that when you attack it... Wait, Shadow Slayer. No, he's not going to attack it. But
From my hand,
what can happen here is I can just pop the Waj after he hits me in the face.
battle.
I love destroying decks like this.
My monster attacks your life points directly.
I love destroying these trash Shadow Slayer decks.
Behold, I activate
You
a
pop
face
that
magic.
Waj.
Prepare yourself.
Pop him so I can pay him. Set that anti-meme.
I set my card.
Stormo!
From my hand,
Unfortunately, one slot is taken up, so I can't get two ultimates, but I can get this guy out.
come forth. I summon a
Life of Costo Zero.
bear wit. My monster's
Did the what does the
activate.
super rare Karibo do?
A new you. I special summon a monster.
Oh, what it does is Just blocks battle damage.
It's time for you.
Easy one shot. Trying to cheese with Shadow Slayer.
There can
Solemn Scolding.
my monster's effect activates. I set a call. I end
My turn.
So he's got that Goblin Somb.
I set my monster.
Let's try it.
I set
Let's
my
try it.
That ends my turn.
It's my turn.
Mean Scolding in the building. This is actually a worse play than just setting Mirror Wall, but I want to try it so bad.
I summon a monster in attack position. My monster's effect activates.
Oh no. Oh no. Is he gonna get that Red Eye Zombaggio out?
Battle.
If he has a Red Eye Spirit, it's already game over. The thing is, I can't. Oh, hopefully this picks up a Karibo.
My monster's effect activates.
No, it doesn't.
Watch and learn. My monster attacks your life points.
It's over.
I reveal my fate.
I should have just set Mirror Wall. I shouldn't have went for the meme Scolding.
I'll play this.
Wouldn't being an Odeon with a full extra deck give it away? Not really. Like, you don't know 100% that the Odeon's playing life cost 0, unless you see the Cyberstein. Why only 2 Karibos? I only have 2 Karibos.
Very well.
It's my turn. I set a card. I set
Legend with Cyber Angels is like Michael Jordan winning a high school game.
My turn.
You know what I'm saying?
Draw.
Know what I mean?
I set
All right.
my card.
No.
That ends my turn. Yourself.
It's my turn.
Does this guy know what's up? Does he know what's about to go down? 3-star Demishon.
Now.
Oh no.
I summon a monster in attack.
Oh no.
Now. My monster attacks you directly. I attack you directly.
Oh no. 100 off lethal. My condolences, my lad. My condolences.
I set my card. From my hand, I activate the spell.
What is going on? Like, do they know they're about to get the D? Is that why they're rage quitting? Come on, at least let me get the satisfaction. Vortex Trooper is okay too, but the reason I went with, what's his face? The airplane is because he has some good protection. Of course I brick like this. 2 sets. Okay. Sick brick, but looks like he's not very... Looks like whatever he has is not very threatening, so... I'm just gonna set, call it a turn. It does work. But the skill itself says the monster has to be able to be normal summoned. Battle.
I'll use this.
Okay.
My monster attacks. Wait. My monster's effect activates.
I can't big bang shot his freed though. That's tilty. Literally the perfect counter, huh?
My opening moves have put me in an ideal situation. I draw my turn.
You got X-Saber, Anu Piranha. I'll just keep him in my hand for now.
I end my turn. I'm enjoying this.
It was Harambe Bay. Alright, shout out to Harambe Bay then. He's gonna freed up his monsters. That's gonna be tilty. So I got one wind in there. I need another wind and another earth in the graveyard. I have access to that right now. He's got that Sage. Ow. I might as well econ take, or just, you know, econ. Doesn't really matter. Econ this Sage, because this is gonna get destroyed anyway if this attack goes through. Should you invest in 3 Desert Twister? I don't really recommend it because it's kind of expensive, and Desert Twister's not really, it's not really Desert Twister's best meta, if you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna set this Hane so that I can return his Free the Matchless General to his hand. I don't really mind if he picks up a 3rd Mon. He decides not to though, even though he had the opportunity. Yeah, you can add a level 4 or lower monster anytime. He decided not to. Alright, so that Freed's gonna get returned. I'm gonna probably Gambage next turn. What emulator do I use? I use Leap Droid. Oh, Yamata Dragon? Yamate Dragon? Okay, so I actually have an option here, and that option is to, instead of gambling this turn, set this Blue Dragon Summoner. I think that would be okay, because I don't think he can kill me yet. If he resummons his Freed, I don't really mind. This will give me more consistency. My Desert Twister will be able to be summoned, like right off the bat. So let's get that rolling. I won't be able to clear all of his back row. Hopefully I pick up a Storm so that I don't have to Gambage. If I pick up Storm, yeah, I don't need to Gambage. I'm just gonna play it straight. I can still play it straight. I'm gonna D-Twizzy. I have a lot of cards in my hand, so I can afford to drop an X-Saber to get rid of this Amazon Sage. Floodgate Trap. So annoying. Okay. Let's just get aggro with the Blue Dragon Summoner. You know, if I equip a big Bang Shot onto this Amazon Sage, he just can never attack with it, or else, what's it called? He's gonna be forced to... Oh, that's kind of tilty. He's gonna be forced to destroy it, the big Bang Shot, and then he's gonna have to banish his own Sage. Okay, so he decides to Tribute now. Sure. There goes my D-Twizzy. I'm gonna have to Gambage. There's 10 cards left in the deck. I need to pick up a Storm. There we go. Rastagam. I'm gonna toss one X-Saber and one Big Bang. Hopefully I pick up another D-Twizzy. Oh, it's a 4. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna Big Bang Shot onto this guy right here. And you can't do it on Freed because he's gonna negate it because it targets him and he's gonna destroy the card, so I'm just gonna set the second one. Storm him out. Destroy this. Destroy that. D-Twizzy it up. Get him out on the field. Let me check my grave real quick. Oh, it's all spells. No. Alright, so let's get this X-Saber rolling too. Or I think the safer play would be Hane. Because if he has Sphere Karibo, I'm dead. Or should I push for 8? Yeah, I'm gonna push for 18. Let's do this. I summon a monster in it. Let's battle. I'm edgy like that. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up any of my econs. There's 2 econs left. I didn't pick up a single one. That would have been the game, though. Would have been a game if I picked up just 1 econ. So 1 set. That's all he's going to do. I got that Stagio. That Storm Agio. Let me hit him in the eye. Oh no. What if he's a field spell variant? That earth field spell. No! Exact lethal. With a... No, wait. It boosts me too. Never mind. Alright, let's return that obnoxious. I got scared for a second. Should you invest in Cyber Angels over... or finish Red Eyes? Invest in Cyber. But if you don't have any Sonic or Senju, that's a really... That's a far cry from finishing that deck, my boy. I'm gonna storm out his back row. Just to ensure that I have the lethal. Yeah, you can econ if you want, my boy. It doesn't matter. Actually, Gaia Power... Doesn't matter if I destroy Gaia Power or not. It's gonna make his Obnoxious Celtic Guard lower than my Blue Dragon, but he's not gonna survive anyway. Exo Cross Slash! Yay, winning our first game with a new LGDT, baby. Shout out to Harambe Bay.
Spoken in silence, blazing like sirens. I can bring you out of the darkness into the fiery